10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to my channel. This is Milano, and I'm just thinking about a tweet I received earlier. They noted the fact that I have got a way of saying this app's name. It's got the Xhosaization. It's YouTube. So I'll speak of YouTube as YouTube. YouTube TY. Welcome to my channel. It's titled How I Found an Apartment. I'm an educator by profession, recently relocated to teach here English as a foreign English foreign teacher, or I'm here as an English foreign teacher to teach English foreign language, or English as a foreign language. Back home, we teach it as a second additional or first additional language, but here we teach it as a foreign language. I did explain the other video. So I'm going to try and stick to my points because teacher mode, I enjoy hearing the sound of my voice. Oh, my bed is showing that I didn't make it. Doesn't matter. It don't matter. Another thing which happened, I am such a perfectionist. Before I started doing these vlogs, I would record, delete. So now even if I make mistakes, I keep on going. That's one thing I like about lives. Also, I think it's what people could relate with when I got that message that I'm relatable. So basically what you see is what you get in this kind of a situation. That said, I've got my aircon on. Yesterday I had it. Now it's off. So let's start. Let me just share something before I get onto the title of the video. There are these bags, ne? I'm a hoarder of sorts, but at some point I need to stop. They're so fascinating. They come flat. It's a piece of paper which is flat like this. Let me show you one. Okay, now it's got holes. It comes like a flat sheet. I don't know if you can see that. It's a flat sheet like this. So basically they sell these square flat sheets, and then they put your food on top here like this. When you go and buy food from a local 7-Eleven or Family Mart, they also warm the food. I saw a while back on TV, actually here on YouTube, because I don't watch TV, there was a clip of how they make this food. For me, it never clicked. I was thinking, why are they making food in bulk, which they're going to sell? It's fresh food, and then it's shipped to wherever. Now I understand. It's for shops like this, like it's proper food which is cooked by qualified chefs. They make sure that they how can I put this? The nutrition is correct. It was so scientific in a way, but what was also interesting is that for me it looked like fresh food, and I was like, why do they pack it in small balls and then it's boxed and then it's shipped to shops? Do they mean to tell me that people eat the food, they finish eating the food on the same day? No, but the food is preserved like in the fridge, and then you buy it fresh and then you warm it. I'll have to do a review video about how the food comes looking like. So I wanted to show you this bag. It's so interesting. Now I've got a couple of them, but I think I need to get it. So once they are done with this squarish thing, they then hold. It then comes something like this. Okay, the food is here, and then it looks something like this. Okay, mine is not going to be perfect because of the shape of this, but it sits on this thing, and then it's like that. There's this one I like, which is carrying the others. It also came in a square part, and then when they open it, they then put these loop things there, and then it's a bag, yeah, baton. So I think now every time I go and buy food, because I'm busy collecting them, I've got a couple of them, and I was debating whether to throw them away. Anyway, this is something new. These bags back at home we are using them as shopping bags. They don't have the holes, but I was just fascinated by the fact that it comes like a plain sheet, and then they put the food, and then they do the magic, and then voila, it's a bag for food after warming the food. So that's why. And then I also read here you can reuse it. It's in Chinese. So what I do, I take pictures and then I use Google Translate to translate the information in the picture. So it said reusable, but as soon as it's damaged, dispose, because they want to protect the items it's using. Let's get into it. Wow, first 5 minutes. Just on a lighter note. So I decided to write the points because I can go on and off, on and on forever. Demnot was the one. Well, shout out to Demnot Dlamini and all the best. I'm just going to leave it at that. First things first, about finding my apartment. Everyone has or will have their own story with regard to the apartment. Others it's easier, others it's much more complicated, depending on your contract and the school you are going to or how you are coming to Taiwan. Others come to Taiwan and then they find a job here. Others use agencies and then they end up coming through an agent to the school, and then the school organizes the rest. So it differs from one person to the other situation. Mine, I use an agency, and those who are following me on Twitter, I've shared via DM. Some were asking me what agency, some were asking about the application process. So I took screen grabs as I was applying earlier on. So I just I share that via DM on Twitter. It's Milano, Melarno. So the shout out is for Demno Trotlamin is coming from the DMs there, and I'm wishing you all the best. She knows herself. So yeah, everyone has got their own journey, but let me share mine just in case someone has got a similar one to mine. So I applied through an agency. I got selected, and then the agency allocated me a school, and then part of what is in the contract is that the school is responsible for collecting me at the airport and taking me to where I'm going to be staying. Now they are not obliged, but they can help with regards to accommodation. So that's the tricky part. I wonder why this now is starting to go. I'm using a laptop, so I'm hearing this noise. I hope you're not going to be hearing it, or it's not going to disturb this recording. You see, that's the perfectionist bug or side of me, which is very finicky about things. Even before I came or started this one, I was just typing the title and I was already having second thoughts. Should I do this video or not? So some of these videos, when that thought comes to do the video, I immediately just get on to doing it, because if I don't, I'm going to procrastinate. I did say on the other video that I had so many clips from the United States. Now I wanted to do videos, and due to space, I've been deleting such content until now. This was 2019, yeah, 2019 stuff, but some of it I've lost because I was trying to delete to accommodate or open up space. So if I don't do these lives, this information will forever be here and some people might not get helped. Back to this one, I did say that the school is not obliged to help you find an apartment. And then I said, remember to invest once you get to the airport. Remember to invest. It says here, quote you live. Hi, I can't see your comment yet. I can see a comment on my iPad notification. Hi, Dumile. Right here, it's what time is it? It's almost 3:15 in the afternoon. So back at home, it must be 9 a.m. in the morning. So let me continue so that the video is not too long. Thanks to Mila for coming to watch. You must invite others and hopefully they're going to be helped. I said, remember to invest in a SIM card when you get to the airport. Remember to invest in a SIM card. You know why? Because a lot of things are in Chinese. So you need to make Google Translate your friend in order to get somewhere and not feel frustrated. There are people who speak English, but you don't know them. People are not written on the forward, I speak English or I understand English. It's very difficult. When I was back home, I was under the impression that I was told that there's more English in Taipei, but the more which I had in my head is not translating into the more which is actually on the ground or what is actually happening on the ground. So invest in that SIM card. It's called a tourist SIM card. What you need is your ID. In South Africa, those who still have that ID green book, yes. In Swaziland, we've got the ID card. You start with the ID card. In South Africa, there's the green book, but now they're migrated to the card. But some still have the green book, like some people I know, I'm not going to mention. So you must have that. You need two forms of identifications, and your passport on top of that to show that you are a tourist. So it's a temporal SIM card. You can change it at a later stage. It's going to help you to translate a lot of things. For instance, when you get into a taxi, you or you want to communicate, it's better to use Google Translate so that it's in Chinese, even if it's an address. I mean, I thought the address of my hotel was going to be easy when I was using Uber. They the taxi drivers and the Uber drivers, they preferred or they understood when it was written in the name of the place was written in the Chinese characters rather than a name of a place written in English or in the English symbols or letters. So it helps in that end with regard to getting that SIM card. And then I said, remember, I did say SIM card, yes. Driver's license, yes. Remember to inform your bank. Remember to inform your bank that you are coming overseas. It's going to help for your transactions, right? For instance, I bank with FNB. I couldn't inform Capitec, so that account is going to be redundant in South Africa. I wanted to use it for saving. Anyway, inform your bank, sign those indemnity forms to say that there'll be transactions coming from overseas. For instance, when you get paid and you want to maybe send money back home, or you want to do some saving projects and so on and so forth. So inform your bank before you come here. It's going to help you to pay for those things. I also carried a bit of dollars, but I hardly used them because I made a stop in Dubai, and in Dubai I used my card because I realized that okay, well at the what's this at the airport with at the duty free shops, they do accept dollars. But one thing I noticed, even when I was leaving South Africa, it's a bit tricky to buy in dollars because they do a conversion here at the till, and sometimes it's not as accurate. So I ended up using my card more. That's something which I learned. Better the charges on the bank card than a conversion of the dollars. Eventually, when I got to the airport in Taiwan, in Taipei, I converted all the dollars I had in hand into Taiwanese dollars. So maybe you can, so that you can be able to have cash in hand. Yes. I don't know. If possible, if you can get Taiwanese dollars in Eswatini, try and get those, so that you can have money in your bag rather than because they charge you. There's a charging for getting the dollars in Eswatini. Even in South Africa, they charge you. There's the conversion rate, and they charge you for using that facility of converting. And then when you get here again, they charge you. So you work at a loss. You do have your money, but you work at a loss. They keep on pinching a bit from the original money, which was being transacted from one currency to the other. I hope it makes sense. What was the other one? About my apartment story. So I was in talks with my school, and unfortunately the school I was going to, they're going through renovation, so there is no accommodation at the current campus. There was no accommodation available. That was understandable. Other people's stories, you find that the school will say, while you're still trying to sort out your place, come and stay. We've got facilities, like there's a boarding school, and then maybe the warden's house, you can live there or something like that. So that is ideal. It's financially making sense. But in my case, I didn't have that. I didn't have that luxury. So already the time had come for me to come. From back home, I had difficulties securing the accommodation from outside. I received websites to try and find an apartment, but it was difficult. One, the website is in Chinese. So that's another trick. Have your Google Translate on hand so that when you open a page which is in Chinese, you simply press translate page and then you can be able to read it. Also, communicating with those people or with those landlords or agencies who were advertising the apartments was a bit tricky because I wasn't sure of the system. Let me just put it that way. It took me a while. It took me up until I got here and I was under pressure to get an apartment that I finally got to understand the system while I was busy searching. So for you, now I'm telling you now, it's a bit tricky, but get onto it, try it, try and fail. Eventually you'll get the hang of it. Also, what I realized whilst I was still in the process of finding a place was that there are certain things which you then look out for. You just don't look at a beautiful picture being advertised. Go and check what it offers. Is there, for me, there was a priority. I wanted an independent suite, which means I've got it's towards me and it's got my own shower. That was priority number one. Okay, electricity comes with electricity, but now you pay for electricity. Those options, you can pay for it separately, or you pay for it within when you pay your rent. And that for me, it was neither here or there. But priority number one was my space. I needed an independent suite. And now sometimes when they say independent suite, they are talking about a room uh, in someone's apartment, like a flat. So you are going to use that room. So in this flat, maybe there are two bedrooms. The landlord is using the one bedroom, and we are going to use the other bedroom. Kind of a vibe. So they still call it an independent suite. Uh, Also, what happens here? Taipei is expensive. Like in South Africa, Sandton is expensive. Mbabane, renting is expensive compared to, say, maybe Matapa. But also in Matapa, yeah, compared to Matapa. Matapa one rooms are not the same price as the ones which you are going to find in Babane close to town CBD. Certain prices are completely different from mid-rent prices and from Pretoria CBD prices and from Atteridgeville prices and from an auction kind of prices. So my situation coming to Taipei, I always equated to, I came to work in Sandton. Now, for convenience, I'm trying to look for an apartment to stay, not something fancy, something reasonable. And the price range, normally 5,000 Taiwanese dollars is okay. But here, the price range, the starting price range is 10,000 Taiwanese dollars. And 10,000 Taiwanese dollars, you get a small room. And it's hardly with it's not with shoot. I'm thirsty now. My water's there. I don't want to stand up because behind here is something embarrassing. Anyway, let me finish this. I wanted to think I normally put something to drink. So, my God, was I talking here? It's fine. So, what happened was, where was I? I was on the pricing part. So, if you want to get a good apartment, around where I'm at currently, it means you'll have to pay more, right? And good is not best according to our standards. Back at home or in the Southern African region, even in Swaziland, let me just say, in Swaziland, apartments and houses are big. Here, it's small. It's the convenience part of it all. So it's how things are. It's in a moving city. If I wanted something big, but I believe even in the States, the more you live in town, it's more expensive than when you live outside. And once you move towards outside, it's the bigger the space. But houses in the States, the rooms and the yards are not as big as the ones which we have back in Africa. You know, there are some luxuries which we are used to, but now once we get to these places, we need to adjust to. Right. Um, I did speak about the prices, but I'll get back to it. The requirements. What do you need? You need your documents there for your apartment. I mean, I thought you needed your ARC. Well, that was another confusion. Most of them, before I left, they said, but it's tricky when you are trying to get an apartment. Actually, that's the requirement. You need to have an ARC, which is a residence permit card. You apply for it after you get here. Within a space of 15 days, and then it takes another 2 weeks for it to come out. But me, I was fortunate. I used my contract, my work contract, to apply for my apartment and my picture of my visa. What else did I use? Oh, I used my work permit as well, to get this apartment. But before I left Eswatini, I was told that I need the ARC. But when I got this one, I discovered that I didn't really. So you might be lucky. Others might insist that they want the ARC before they can get into a contract with you for their apartment. Another thing is the deposit. Hey, this side deposit, when they speak of deposit and they say 2 months, deposit is 2 months, they literally mean that the deposit is the amount for 2 months. So if your apartment rent is 10,000, I'm giving an example. Okay, let's use the basic one. Is 5,000, right? Then your deposit is going to be 10,000, and then they say plus rent, 10,000 plus 5, so it makes it 15. So you need to come at 15,000 just to move in. Okay, that's something which I understood. Let me repeat. When they say deposit plus rent, they mean it's deposit is 2 months, so it's 5 plus 5, 2 months of rent, 10 plus the 5,000, which is the rent. So together it makes 15. Now, if you use an agency to help you secure that place, the agency normally charges half of the salary. Well, this agency I use this, that's what they said, and I'm assuming it's standard. So it's going to be 10,000, 5 plus 5, 10, plus the 5 of rent, 15, plus what's half of 5? 2.5. So 15 plus 2.5, that is 7.5. See, I was about to take out my stones and count, and my shoes and fingers and feet. Anyway, yeah, so that's 17,500, which you need for an apartment. That is if you're going through the route of going straight into renting. But if your school has organized you an apartment, yeah, good. Schools normally don't even make you pay. Also, the food is nice. If you can, for instance, in my situation, you eat there, you can get into an agreement of eating at school and you take out a certain amount, and it's a full meal. So that would help in saving. So now I have committed to that, and hopefully it's going to help save the little which I can, because I've already overspent because of where I'm currently based and the price range of this towns. Also the my wishes of being comfortable, of having my own shower and my own sleeping space. Others, where they say independent suite, they mean that you've got your room. And then it's for rental, everyone's got their own room, but then you share kitchen facilities and showers. Meaning, I went to view one. It was independent. It had Wi-Fi, check. There was electricity. There was a kitchen. There's a washing machine, check, check. And then when we got to the bathroom, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms, tiny. And then we were about to share a bathroom. There's something about bathrooms here. There's the toilet, and then for the shower, with us, we are used to that bathroom tap now, which has got the shower thing. So for them, there's the extension for the shower head, and that's the shower. But it's got a stand, so it basically stands like a shower. Now the tricky part is that it's not in a barricaded or protected floor thing, so you can get into a bathroom with the shower head and the tiles, and below the shower head there's that drain thing. So basically you shower and the water goes, but it's shaped in a way that the water comes back inside to the drain part. So they are structured like that. Unlike the showers we are used to, whereby there's some sort of a wall and then there's a curtain, or there are these sliding doors, a glass. It's different. Yeah, akukho konke lokho, but you can lock the door. I mean, it's just for me. When I saw that apartment which I was going to view, I was like, ooh, one toilet in the bathroom. Imagine the morning routine when I want to go and do my morning routine. Maybe I want to go and sit down on the loo before I take a shower while I'm singing, the morning rituals before getting, and then there's someone there. So basically, I was thinking about those politics. And I was like, no, 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 no. I'm not going to stress over my comfort while going to work. Already go to work with stressed energy. Let me see. There's a message from Clantis Poise. But Clantis, some of the legendaries here. Ni hao, ni hao. D Lao, she, Mr. Dlamini, Mr. D, but actually not Mr. D, Teacher D, and then Sheshe. What is this saying? Listen, do you sit down? Do sit down videos about 8 minutes on this topic. This could help a lot of people who might be thinking of working overseas. Thank you, Clantis. I'll definitely do that. This one is going on 23. Let me try and wrap it up. But if there are any questions or clarities, I'll do those shorter ones. Now, this one is very long. Let's sit down. Another thing, Clantis, which I'm going through is the procrastination part. I've got so many recorded videos here, but when I look at them, I'm like, no, but I need to edit it. But when it's a live, it's like live recording gone. And then it uploads, and I'm like, you know what? As limization. The pre-recorded ones, believe you me, that's one of the reasons why you can say I joined YouTube in donkey years ago, but it's only now that I've got videos which I can upload, because Ndadom Legends motivated me to say, you know what, if you are going to go with perfectionist standards, you are going to not go anywhere. Just go. You'll fix it as you go. Thank you so much. It's so good to have you here. Let me go up. Let me go and wrap it. I don't want to be more than 30 or 24 now. So that was my apartment story. Um, I then got with the I got here. I stayed at a hotel because I left home without having an apartment. My school did not have somewhere for me to stay because they're going through renovations. So my school committed to pick me up from the airport and take me to wherever I was going to stay. That was good. So I had to find a hotel, and the hotel I was searching on the Google Maps from Eswatini. It's good. It showed the prices in Eswatini. I went for the cheapest, which was like 700. Emalangeni, which is equivalent to 700 rands. So Langeni and rands are at the same level. So, but when I was doing the transaction, it eventually equated to 900 and something, which was $1,000. That was the cheapest way I wanted to come and stay, which was going to be closer to school, because I need to report to school. I arrived on the 14th. On the 15th, I was reporting to school for the first time. We're not yet starting to teach, but I'm just saying maybe if we were starting to teach, that was going to be convenient while I go to school and look for an apartment. Anything cheaper than that is about 300, 400. Those are dormitories, or you can get capsules. The capsules is where you come in and sleep. I don't know where you put your bags. So for me, I was like, I ain't coming with my 2, 3 suitcases and going to live in a dormitory while I'm trying to figure out the system and trying to find my features. So there are those things which come into mind. What are you willing to let go? So that meant a bit of more money wasting, but for a bit of comfort in the stressful environment and situation. I'm not saying everyone will have that luxury, but it's something which came to mind and it worked for me. So I lived at a hotel, and the hotel I was living in, I paid for 2 days, and then after on the second day I started extending. I arrived on a Tuesday. So on Thursday, when I went to pay to extend for the weekend while I'm searching for the apartment because I was busy with other things, trying to go and apply for the RC, what else? Going to view another apartment. I went to the reception desk and she said, tomorrow's a holiday, which Friday is a holiday and Saturday is a holiday. So tomorrow's tomorrow's fee for the hotel is going to jump up 3 times, which now it was costing 3,000 Chinese dollars. And if we include Saturday, it's going to be like 5,000 from paying in Chinese dollars 1.5 for that room when I arrived. When we converted back to a Swatini, Emalangeni, or Renzi, it was about 1,000. So I was like, I'm not paying that much money already. I need to push and get my apartment. So I rushed into getting my apartment. There's a website I'm going to add on the link description box. Got 3 minutes to finish this. I said I don't want it to be more than 30 minutes, but it can't be more than 30 minutes, not up to 40, not an hour, guys. I can't do those. Thank you so much, Clentus. Thanks for the agreeing. So I pushed on that Thursday night. You should have seen me on the phone. What I discovered while pushing was that a lot of the numbers on the website, which I'm going to post on the link for finding us, but this one is for Taipei specifically. Maybe you can search on that link. Remember to convert the page so that it translates to English. You can find for where you need to go and find. It was a bit difficult, and I think I was discouraged by the fact that it's in Chinese. So on that site, you find people advertising like when you're about to get to buy a house. What do we have back at home? Is it? I've forgotten what we have. That website where you buy houses and rent stuff like that. In Pretoria, I had a house. I bought it. I saw it from the people who pitch up tents, and I didn't go through that website buying. Renting, I went to City Properties and I checked their list, and I checked flats close to where I used to teach when I arrived in Pretoria before I bought the house. Anyway, back to it. So I was pushed to find an apartment, and because I was rushing and I had the deadline of saying tomorrow I'm checking out at 12, I needed to then Property 24. Thank you, Clentus. And I then had that's the agency back in South Africa where you go and browse the website. So it's something similar to that. I then had to go through the agency route. The tricky part also was that every time I was trying to call, there's an app here, it's like WhatsApp, but it's called Line. They believe and they use that predominantly. So even the adverts, they are using Line. Before you come here, download the Line app. Most of the adverts, they communicate via Line. What I also saw and preferred was that, okay, let's communicate via chatting, because with chatting, they can write the Chinese, I copy it, I take it to Google Translate, I read it, and then I respond, and then translate it into Chinese, come and paste it here. What I discovered is that when you call them, they are speaking Chinese, we are speaking English. So as a landlord, you are like, oh my God, we are not hearing each other. And that's the thinking I was getting, because some of them would then drop the phone. I was like, oh, so maybe that's the thinking, that they wouldn't want to be in a situation where there's a tenant who they cannot understand each other. My current landlord doesn't speak English, but thanks to the agent, we communicated via line. It was a last minute thing, which was good. It costed a lot because now I had to get the best out of the current situation at the cheapest one, but which was expensive within the cheapest one within the expensive ones. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's how I found my apartment. I had to pay extra for the agency. There was another viewing, so I had a viewing at 9, and the next viewing was at 4. Both of them, I liked them. I looked at my ticking box, was that it needs to have Wi-Fi, it needs to have a washing machine, or I need to have access to washing machine, I need to have my own shower. The rest I could see and sort out. So this one, oh, most of them come with beds, plain beds. So when I got here, they even gave me a new mattress. This one has got a wardrobe. What else? I've got a small fridge in this apartment. There's a sink kitchen over there, with a cabinet underneath. What else? So that's the furniture, the equipment. There's a TV here, flat screen TV, which I can operate. I'm helpless when it comes to technology. Flat screen TV here, which I wasn't also watching at home. So it's basically very convenient. I use a card to come in here, and my landlord the other day helped me use my bus card. Can now also open here, because the other day I was locked outside. There's a video where I shared that. I was locked outside because I took my bus card. I was chased. I had a hectic day. I was lost from. It was from me getting lost. In a nutshell, I locked myself outside, and because I had my bus card, so the landlord came, and he had forgotten to give me spare keys. So he came and he converted my bus card also to open. For next time when I go out with the bus card, when I come back from work, the only card which is in my pocket is my bus card, because I'm from the bus. Boop, I go in. Downstairs, there's the key opening of the main door, which is good. So yeah, that's it about mine. And then let me just go through a few checklists. Okay, never mind about time. People need to know. The people need to know. Otherwise, other videos are going to be short and straight to the point, responding to questions. We want a tour plus view. Oh my God. Not now, Clancis. Not now. The thing is, first of all, I'm recycling stuff. The other time I was doing a video, the cups I'm using, I cut a bottle. I forgot to, I didn't think of packing utensils. I was going to get to that. Anyway, let me continue. I did speak of that. Remember to bring an iron which doesn't take a lot of electricity. If you can, it must have the plugs they use this side, it's this type. So if you can get an iron with this kind of a plug, let me show you for the television. It uses this type. So if you can get an iron like this, fine. But just make sure that it doesn't consume a lot of electricity around, because I came with a 3-pin plug one. Make sure you pack that in the big suitcase. Pack coat hangers. I neglected that. Maybe plastic ones so that they don't add a bit of weight. Because I needed to offload, unpack my suitcase and get ready for first day of work, and some things need to be ironed. That was the crucial stuff. Extra cloth for wiping around, maybe 2. Eating utensils, a spoon, and I brought a knife from my mom's kitchen. And a cup, because right now I'm using, I actually do have paper cups, but because I bought those ones, and I don't know when I'll need them. For now, for most quick drinks or drinking, I use that cut water bottle. That one I can quickly rinse, maintain. But I'm just looking there now and realize that I bought paper cups when I got here, and the brain says I want to save. Why are you laughing, Clantis? Anyway, spoon. I did say spoon because I can't use chopsticks. Foodstuffs. I brought my aromat. I love my aromat. I brought my chilies. I wish I'd brought more of the chilies, and I bought a bit of chocolate. It's at my workplace for those days. Cadbury's, I wish I brought tomato sauce. There was no, I was ready to declare when I was at the airport, but there was no fuss, as long as it's not perishable food. You can't bring like fresh not properly sealed stuff. So I brought that umbrella. I have got 3 umbrellas at home, and before I came here, I had even a new one. Small things like this. Pack it in the bigger suitcase, not in the hand luggage, because in the hand luggage they're going to throw it away. An umbrella is a must when you come into Taiwan. For instance, in the south, I understand there's a typhoon this weekend, so umbrella in the bag. Sorry, man, about the weight things. If you're thinking about the weight, but we do survive. For instance, I don't have casual clothes because I bought work clothes. Excuse me. We are here to work. The other things will fill up as we go. I'm going to have weekend clothes for when I'm ready to go around in the weekend. That's what I thought. I've got a pair of shorts. Bring shorts, by the way. It's very hot and humid, but we are moving into winter. But think about that. The weather here is very humid. Like now, I'm already overheating. Can I please switch on that? Excuse the noise. Yo, ha! I'm already sweating. You can't see me, but I can feel that I'm misty. Okay, right. Scissors, bring a pair of scissors. It's going to help you to unpack and chop a few things. And then the fees, I did speak of the fees. The website I did say I'm going to put on the description box. I'm just going to copy it now and put it. What else? Press the page. I did speak of pressing the page for translate. Make Google Translate your new best friend. My current apartment, I did speak of my current apartment facilities. I've got a washing machine. Here, it washes and dries. Oh, and another thing, my arm is still sore. I did say in the other video, drama from through that window, there's a foldable hanging thingy-majiggy. So I don't have pegs yet. So I had hung my things just like that, and they fell. So I had to jump off the window. It jumps on top of the roof next door. It was dramatic, and it's so high. So coming back, I hurt myself here, trying to jump back because I'm so unfit. That was the trauma from yesterday. So there's a hanging thingamajiggy just by my window. But now, because they were not dry, they were still misty. I said I hung them all over the place. I did say yesterday. But guys, we're here to dig them. A few months later, I'm going to be speaking a different language, with different lighting, recording, with a different equipment. You're just going to have to bear with me. You need to understand this. I come from humble beginnings. These are the humble beginnings of... While I still don't have a lot of friends, you are my friends, guys. So yeah, I did speak of that. Electronics, yeah, and the plugs I did show you. Last but not least, try and find DAISO. D-A, apple, I for ice cream, S for snake, and O for orange. DAISO, that's how they call it. Or CARREFORE. It's CARREFORE. CARREFOUR. CARREFORE. Those are reasonable shops. As I'm about to end this almost 40 minutes video now, thanks to my colleagues who have suggested this. There's this colleague who's been helpful. I searched for coat hangers and I found another shop. It's called Munji, right? I went to Munji. I bought about, was it 8 or 10 coat hangers because, I need pants, shirts, and I thought I was going to separate them. And they were fancy. It's not those very strong ones. So if you hang more than 2 things, they're going to break. But I was looking for coat hangers. Ask me how much they costed. 400 Taiwanese dollars. Didn't my colleague neighbor just laugh at me that you spend 400 Taiwanese dollars on coat hangers at Muji? What were you thinking at Muji? Muji is like the Woolworths of Swaziland or of South Africa. So I've just given you DAISO and CARREFORE. Those are shops like Pick and Pay and Shoprite. You get everything there. That's what I've been told. I haven't gone there because I'm not yet paid. So right now I'm living bare minimum and surviving. I hope this share has been helpful. You can share it with whoever who might need it. Thank you so much to those who are watching. I see the likes. Continue liking and watch other videos. They're a puzzle. Everything is going to eventually make sense if you watch all of them. And hopefully in a few months to come, we'll be reflecting, taking pictures from the beach. Someone said I must do videos with pictures. Videos with pictures need me to sit for editing. I'll do them. but I need to work on my procrastination back. So the first quality of videos I'll be doing, they'll be all over the place. Please don't judge my editing skills. Also, I need a gadget to do that, I think, because they're on my iPad and my iPhone, which both need upgrades. So certain things will happen with time. Ngiyanithanda kakhulu as I'm wrapping this up. Thank you so much for the love, for the encouraging messages. I'll continue doing this until I get into a space where I don't feel like doing them. But for now, let's continue doing that. Happy Sunday to those who are waking up, and good luck for tomorrow morning, those who are going to be sleeping in a few hours this side. Ngintanda Wure. Thank you, clientess, for participating. I saw you were here, and have a blessed Sunday. Bye-bye.